Joe Biden pardoned you and a number of people who he thought Trump would go after.
No, I take the opposite view. I don't think he should have given the pardons at all.
Really?
No, I don't think he should have, and I was vocal about that at the time.
Can you refuse a pardon?
That's less clear because in the case of the January 6th committee, he pardoned essentially the whole committee.
And the fact that Schiff hasn't blinked since 1992. And he didn't take the news so well. The disgraced Democrat went on TikTok to complain. Behold.
Congressman Adam Schiff with some troubling news. Today, Kevin McCarthy removed me from the House Intelligence Committee, all for doing my job, for holding Trump accountable and standing up to the extreme MAGA Republicans.
Bill Maher and Greg Gutfeld have finally had enough of Adam Schiff. This time, they didn't just call him out, they completely tore him apart. For years, Schiff dragged the country through endless fake scandals, chasing shadows of Russian ties, hyping made-up reports, and acting like lies were hard truths. But now the fog is gone. The truth is out and even his own party is turning on him like wild dogs after a wounded scammer. I've got every brutal jab, every hot reaction, and all the political chaos flying around, so hit that subscribe button because this one's about to explode like a spark in a fireworks shop.
Stop talking about Trump. We talk about him too much. We want to tell people what we're going to do for them. Healthcare, environment, those kind of issues. For example, I've seen you on TV a lot in the last couple of years. I know everything you know or that you tell us about the Russian situation. I don't have a clue what you think about healthcare. I've never heard it. Yeah. I don't know whether you're for Medicare for all or improve Obamacare or get a chicken.
No, you're not imagining things. That really is Bill Maher roasting Adam Schiff live on TV. Something CNN and MSNBC would never dare try without catching fire. Schiff made his whole name by leading a one-man mission to take down Trump, yelling about Russian ties like it was some sacred truth carved in stone. He pushed that story like it was the finale of a blockbuster series and stop, 24/7 only for it to crash and burn with zero real proof. And when the truth came out, silence. So yeah, Maher had every reason to hit him with the big question. What have you actually done for this country?
Adam Schiff, because he created 3 years of a massive fallacy that did so much damage to this country and made us miss probably one of the most important stories of our lifetime. We were having hearings on impeachment while the coronavirus was exploding.
Gutfeld went all in with one of his harshest takedowns yet, torching Adam Schiff for his messy part in the pandemic chaos. While the virus quietly spread and people's lives were on the line, what was Schiff doing? Oh, just chasing impeachment dreams like a kid glued to his favorite conspiracy drama. He dragged the whole country through useless probes and fed the media just enough drama to keep the show running. Instead of helping prepare for a health crisis, he made sure everyone stayed distracted by Trump. Gutfeld didn't pull any punches. He tore into Schiff's trust factor and ripped apart his messed up priorities, asking the real question: who misleads a whole nation just to get revenge?
On impeachment while the coronavirus was exploding. We talked about that virus in green rooms, but we had to do this impeachment story. We had to show these hearings. It's all on him, man. He's got to go. They got to investigate him. They got to hold him accountable. I'm not going to say he should go to prison, but my evil twin will say he should go away to prison for a very long time.
Honestly, it's wild how Adam Schiff is still out there without even a slap on the wrist after misleading the most powerful country with nothing but hype and drama. The guy seriously needs to face some kind of accountability. No, he doesn't have to end up in jail, just like Gutfeld said. But really, the least he could do is give the American people a straight-up, honest apology. He dragged the whole country through years of smoke, noise, and headline-chasing chaos, all to boost his own agenda. He wasted time, money, and public trust like it meant nothing. You can't just hide a mess that big and walk away. An apology won't fix it all, but it's a place to start. And honestly, it's the bare minimum he owes.
Schiff got kicked to the curb, and the irony is superb. He went crying to mommy on an app run by Chinese commies. Congressman Adam Schiff announced this morning he's running for U.S. Senate in California, which is guaranteed to boost U-Haul rentals headed for Texas. He unveiled the highly polished and produced political ad right on the heels of getting booted from the House Intel Committee. Coincidence? I think not.
Yes, Speaker McCarthy definitely made the right call by kicking Adam Schiff off the House Intelligence Committee. finally ending a long-running show full of political tricks and distractions. Schiff spent years turning his position into a weapon for party fights, pushing fake stories, and draining public trust while acting like it was all just oversight. Now he's aiming for a Senate seat in California like it's his next magic trick, but based on his track record, both Bill Maher and Greg Gutfeld think he'll just bring the same sneaky tactics and flashy drama to the Senate if voters let him in. His reputation shows up before he doesn't. It's not doing him any favors. From hyping fake collusion stories to using national security as his personal stage, Schiff has made it clear he cares more about political theater than real leadership. California deserves better than a spotlight addict who keeps choosing party, loyalty, and personal goals over the people he's supposed to represent.
Atlantic put out an article last year, and it was called "Separating Sports by Doesn't Make Sense,"
Right.
and talked about how we separate sports like the WNBA and the just because it's just socialization. This is insane.
I agree.
Okay, that's why people vote for Trump. Because there's stuff like that on the left that people just go, I know Trump's horrible, but separating by sports by makes perfect sense. And if you think it doesn't, you can't.
Let's be real, Adam Schiff is probably heading for a loss in the California Senate race, and it's not hard to see why. The guy's just too woke. He might not scream his views out loud, but his smooth talk, vague replies, and polished politician act say it all. He's clearly tight with the far-left crowd in the Democratic Party. Just look at what happened when someone asked about trans women in women's sports. Schiff basically started dancing around the question. No real answer, no firm stance, just a carefully worded reply that basically meant, I'm with them, without actually saying it. That kind of talking in circles is classic politician stuff, trying to please everyone instead of being honest, and Californians, they're tired of it. They want leaders who stop dodging big issues like they're stepping around landmines. Maher saw the dance and didn't hold back. In a time when voters want clear answers and real guts, Schiff's vague words and woke image might be exactly what kills his campaign.
Pop their dentures when Schiff finally gets censored. And so the House condemns the lies of the man with the zombie eyes. Last night, the House voted on party lines to censure Adam Schiff for promoting the Trump-Russia collusion hoax, which was as believable as Brian Kilmeade getting fan mail. 2 for 2. Schiff becomes only the 26th member ever to be censured, but to his credit, he's still the only member to have a 12-inch.
Gutfeld's takedown wasn't just spicy, it was a full-on precision hit. Clean, sharp, and straight to the point. He didn't just toss shade at Schiff's Senate hopes. He dragged them out under the lights and torched them before they could even catch fire. This wasn't about scoring laughs or chasing cheers. It was a clear line drawn in the dirt. America doesn't need more ladder climbers looking for fame. It needs adults. Solid, grounded leaders who don't use party lines as an excuse for endless political drama. Let's be honest, aside from his obsession with impeaching Trump and spinning wild theories, what has Adam Schiff actually done for the Democrats? What big bill has he passed? What real plan has he pushed for inflation, the border, or national defense? That's right. Silence. Schiff's record isn't progress, it's political theater. Gutfeld's takedown didn't just hit Schiff's pride, it sent a message to the whole country. Stop praising the performers. America needs builders, not people who just light political fires and walk away.
Senator Schiff, given the ongoing political tensions and Trump's actions toward his critics, do you think President Biden's preemptive pardons turned out to be more important than initially expected? Let's first tell people what that means, preemptive pardons. That was pretty unprecedented, right? Before he left office, Joe Biden pardoned you and a number of people who he thought Trump would go after.
No, I take the opposite view. I don't think he should have given the pardons at all.
Really?
No, I don't think he should have, and I was vocal about that at the time.
Can you refuse a pardon?
That's less clear because in the case of the January 6th committee, he pardoned essentially the whole.
Now here's where things get wild, because some new reports are suggesting that a few of President Biden's pardons might not have even been signed by Biden himself. Yep, you heard that right. That little detail cracks open a whole new mess of legal questions. If we're not sure who's signing presidential pardons, then what happens if Adam Schiff ever gets one? Would it even count? If that pardon ends up being shady, fake, or just another backroom political favor, it could totally be thrown out. And if that happens, Schiff might finally have to deal with the fallout he's dodged for years. In a country where accountability is supposed to mean something, sloppy paperwork and insider deals shouldn't be anyone's free pass. If Schiff really crossed the line while in office, then no mystery-signed pardon should protect him. The American people deserve leaders who aren't immune just because they have friends in high places. If justice means anything, it has to cut through the velvet ropes and Schiff's VIP access might be running out fast.
And arrested the judge. Now, I haven't heard that. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think I've ever read arrested a judge. So is this significant?
Well, I think
I'm not going to comment on something I don't know more about than what you've just told me.
You read about it too.
Yeah, I mean, I read about it, but I don't know.
So you don't trust anything either, and you work for the New York Times.
Well,
Maher didn't let up for a second. He kept the heat on, ripping back the curtain on Schiff's obvious double standards and calling out his selective outrage. When someone asked about the judge who helped an illegal immigrant dodge ICE, Schiff suddenly played dumb acting like he had no idea what they meant. Be real, if that story had even whispered the word Russia, Schiff would have rushed to a mic with a dramatic speech. But because it didn't fit his go-to narrative, he went totally silent. And that's the Schiff issue in a nutshell. He doesn't go after truth, he goes after stories that match his script. When it's time to drag out the Russia drama, he's all over it. But when it's a real legal issue, like immigration, suddenly, crickets. Maher wasn't buying it. He called out the obvious double standard with zero hesitation. This wasn't just a brain freeze, it was a clear dodge. Schiff's habit of picking his outrage and staying quiet when it counts is exactly why people are fed up. Voters want fair. Refs, not ones who only blow the whistle when it helps their own side.
Dems pop their dentures when Schiff finally gets censored. And so the House condemns the lies of the man with the zombie eyes. Last night, the House voted on party lines to censure Adam Schiff for promoting the Trump-Russia collusion hoax, which was as believable as Brian Kilmeade getting fan mail. Schiff becomes only the 26th member ever to be censured. But to his credit, he's still the only member to have a 12-inch neck.
Once again, Adam Schiff dropped another tall tale on his loyal fan base. No, he wasn't kicked off the House Intelligence Committee for boldly fighting MAGA villains. He was removed because his whole Trump case fell apart like a stack of lies, held together with tape. His so-called evidence was just smoke, mirrors, and dramatic speeches. For years, Schiff pushed the Trump-Russia collusion story like it was gospel, swearing the real proof was always just around the corner. Spoiler alert, that corner led off a cliff. And when it became obvious his claims had no real backing, did he admit it? Of course not. He flipped the story, played the victim, and claimed he was punished for standing up to Trump. That's not bravery. That's classic political spin. Schiff's game hasn't changed. Keep his base fired up, toss out buzzwords, throw in dramatic pauses, and hope no one notices there's nothing underneath. But facts speak for themselves. He doesn't, and his playbook is getting old and worn out. Schiff built his brand on dodging the truth, creating drama, and dividing people, but the mask is slipping. From pushing false scandals to ignoring real issues like illegal immigration and broken public trust. He's shown he's more loyal to power than to the people. Bill Maher, Greg Gutfeld, and more Americans are starting to call it out. The fog is clearing, and underneath is a guy who loves the spotlight more than solving problems. California needs a real leader, not a performer, and voters